Yo, 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 what's up, Facebook? It is Sunday. Welcome to Pure and Uncut with Coach V. Hold on, where he at? Oh, there you go. I'm used to hearing him saying, "What up, Facebook?"
Right here, baby. Right
Coach V and me. This the guy. He
here.
always right here. I told him to lay off whatever it is. I think he's taking performance enhancers.
Oh, most
No,
not.
no, that was just the joke. We was just
Jokey
talking
joke,
about.
jokey joke.
Yeah, we was just talking about it. So, everybody, welcome to Pure and Uncut Lions Football Talk Live with Coach V and me. Today is Sunday, man. We got to talk about those Lions. What
Man,
up, U of M? I'm wearing my U of M hat because y'all know
Purdue,
boys is doing
Purdue.
the do. No, but seriously, it's so good to be back, Coach. We had a very, because I'm kind of tired of saying we had a crazy week. Let's just say we had an interesting week. So interesting week. We had the 46th president of the United States inaugurated, transfer
Joe
of
B.
power.
Biden. Yep.
It was interesting because Biden and I have the same middle initial. I thought we had the same middle name, but I think his is pronounced Robineth.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was very interesting. But um, uh, the transfer of power was peaceful. Um,
Which it should have been.
in which I felt it was going to be, but I think I just don't like the way the National Guard is being treated and how they look out there.
Yeah, they ain't. From what I
God,
was saying, they didn't want to, serve them up. There was some ladies told me, y'all can come in my office and sleep if y'all want to. Y'all need something to eat, y'all come on in. See, that would make piss me off how the United States government treat the military. These people go out there and fight these other countries that y'all done started, but y'all they come back, y'all don't treat them right, man. That ain't fair. And my father was a Vietnam vet.
right,
He was in the Green Beret.
right. What up, Ed Brown? How's it going, my brother? Good to see you on the show. Yeah, I mean, if you go back and look at history, um, uh, as far back as the Civil War. I mean, I'm sorry, the the Revolutionary War. It took them 5 years to pay those soldiers. They were broke. A lot of them lost their property. You know what I'm saying? Land. They
Yeah,
came back and had nothing. That's the crazy part. That people really do their and really study history and see how our military has been treated. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Since the beginning of this country.
Yeah,
That's crazy. It's
yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah.
And I have I mean, as far as I got with military was ROTC. But
Hmm.
I have brothers, cousins, nephews, my father, my grandfather, my great grandfather, all fought in every war in this, all the way back to the Revolutionary War. My ancestors fought for this country.
Yeah, yeah. And they get
I've had an
treated like
answer
trash.
and treated like garbage.
Yeah, ain't no doubt.
My son, Rob, retired 22 years in the United States Navy. Rob, you always know I say thank you so much for your service. But I remember when y'all used to tease me and talk about me when I used to come home with my ROTC uniform on. They used to tease me, bro.
And
I was me and my cuz Mike Smart. We was the only ones, and my brother Rock. We were the only ones in our neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? That was in ROTC, and then all these guys afterwards they go to the military. I was like, well, especially my best friend Derek. He used to tease me out. But anyway, we got so much stuff to cover.
hey,
So,
let me say this. When I tried to get in the military, I
uh-huh.
went to one of them.
They, they
You
told you
call
to
them?
short.
They told me hit the door. Hit the door.
Hey, I was the first civilian QC specialist. And but for civilians who don't know what that is, I worked in testing on the fourth floor. at the AFES building downtown.
Okay, that's what's
Yep.
up.
I was civilian. I was in ROTC. I did it for the last 2 years of high school, my junior and senior year, and those guys had to salute me because I was a cadet officer,
Mm.
and they hated it, and I loved it. I had a cool our CO there. He was really cool, man. But I learned a lot. I learned a lot about. I can't even give away those secrets of the testing. That's how much you know. But in any event, so sad news. Um, we lost two great people that played some very significant roles in American history. I'll start out with the first one, and I'm gonna leave the second one for last because, in my opinion, he was the epitome of what what all of us should be aspiring to be. So first, we lost Larry King. For me, Larry King was is the last real journalist, in
Yeah,
my opinion.
yeah. I
Uh,
agree with you on that one.
I
Yeah.
watched Larry King all the way up until his last show.
He brung it to you. He brung the questions to you. He
Yeah,
never held back.
yeah.
He never played favoritism.
Thank you. That's what I was gonna say, Coach.
Never
He
played
always
favoritism.
right. You never knew what side of the fence he was playing, who he was playing for. Hey,
Mm-mm.
Carmen, thank you so much. Good for checking in. So you never knew who he was, who he was playing for, and I just really thought that that was really cool. So rest in peace, Larry King. And I don't think we're going to see any more journalists like him. And then last but not least,
Mm. My man.
my man
Hank Aaron.
Hank Aaron.
Hank Aaron.
Hank Aaron. That's the picture that everybody. Coach, do you remember what you were doing in 1974 on that day when he broke Babe Ruth's record?
In 1974, I was 10 years old, man. And only thing that I don't have that much recollection. I know I was outside playing or doing something, but on the news, you can see when he was at home plate,
Mm-hmm.
he made contact, and I saw it, and it was like, and he just going around the bases. I'm talking about everybody in the stands running with him. You know what I'm saying? This man made a mark on baseball,
Most
not
definitely.
just baseball, but for Black America. You know
Mm,
what I'm saying? For Black men who want to play baseball, who want to play sports, and he did it right.
yes.
He did it right, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he
He
didn't come
wasn't a.
with no big, huh?
Yeah, he wasn't. And just for me to reflect, I remember that day, and because I love the game of baseball. I've been just a sports, and Ed will tell you we played every sport. We grew up, we played football, basketball, baseball, and track in one day in our neighborhood because we had this long fire lane that went from one end of our where we lived all the way from Myrtle all the way to the Fisher Freeway Service Drive.
You
But
talking about Southwest Detroit?
yeah,
Yeah,
Fountain
my
Fountain
grandma
Court,
stayed on Myrtle.
Fountain Court, baby, known as Martin Luther King now. But in any event, um, why it was so special to me is my father, my biological father, was a baseball player, and he got drafted by the Boston Red Sox.
Mm.
And right before spring training, he, along with a lot of other African Americans who were about to go into the majors, got drafted and had to go fight in the Korean War.
Mm.
And for a lot of them, they returned back, and baseball was like,
See you later.
right.
Yeah.
And so my dad, he never missed a game. He was a baseball fanatic, and from what I was told, he had a fastball that was going at about 98 miles an hour.
Woo.
So I know where I got my pitching arm from, when I pitched, and but for me, I remember that day in 1974. I was living in Chicago, another big baseball city that had two teams, the White Sox on one end and Cubs
Cubs.
the other, and yeah, it was really surreal. But I was born and bred to be proud to be black, to be a black man, and so whenever a black man, I never got the chance to meet Hank Aaron, but I was around Muhammad Ali. I met Muhammad Ali, and I was around him for a great deal of my life in Chicago, and
Yeah,
even here when we moved back here to Michigan in '77. Muhammad Ali, shortly, well, he was already back and forth to Michigan because he has his home and land and property and stuff all over Michigan. So,
mhm.
yeah. So, but in any event,
I'm a
I'm always gonna remember the
I
brother.
I remember growing up on DeSoto, man, and a lot of us used to play baseball,
Hmm.
and we used to imitate Hank Aaron and a few more other big name baseball players. Man, we'd be right there in the street. We were playing baseball in the street or in
Hmm.
the lot. You know, there on DeSoto, man. That's what sports was big, man. And talking about Hank Aaron, every time we got out the bat, I'm finna do what Hank Aaron did. You know,
The cool thing of growing up in Fountain Court, man. Let me tell you, we had it made. Any of my Fountain Court people chime in. When I tell you, we had our own everything. We had our own field for football. We had our own field for baseball. We had our own basketball court,
I'm
full
trying to
court,
figure that's what that
full,
says.
full court. And
You ain't talking about over near Clark Park, is you? It's over there near
no,
Clark Park.
We were if you're on the Fisher Freeway, you'll see Fountain Court from the Fisher Freeway, where the lodge turns onto the Fisher Freeway, and then it connects to 75 and 96, coming from downtown. We were about a quarter of a mile from Tiger Stadium.
Oh, okay,
You're right.
okay.
Tiger Stadium was our home field as well. So no, but
Great stadium.
Howard Isley, who I had the opportunity to coach, um, NBA basketball player,
Played at
uh,
Utah. Played
and
at Utah.
and now is the assistant head coach. U of M, baby.
What?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He was a
He's
hell
back.
of a point. He was a hell of a point guard, man.
Yeah,
He wasn't that heck of a shooter, but he was a hell of a point guard. He
that's
knew how to
right.
do it.
Ed, Myrtle and Lawton. That's right, baby. I lived on Lawton too. Yes, sir. 3324 or something. 3376. I can't remember. We stayed on Butternut and Lawton. But anyway, let's so we got a lot of things to cover today in sports. But we know first we know what today is. Today is NFL Championship
Championship. Right.
Sunday.
Let's go, Tampa Bay. Let's go, Bills.
That's right. So we both, Coach and I, both are going for the Bills and Tampa Bay. But we'll hit that for the last 5 minutes of the show. Let's talk about what we came here to talk about, which I know that's what everybody want to talk about. The Detroit Lions. So
Hold
last
on. Let
week,
me go first. Man.
hold on. Let me set the
Okay. Go ahead.
let me
Go ahead.
set the table. Let me set the table like we always do.
Go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
we hired a general manager
I like him.
and head coach. Um, uh, uh, and we all found out yesterday that Matthew Stafford and the Lions came to an agreement that Matthew will be traded uh, this year and will possibly no longer. No reason we say possibly, because if the offers are not beneficial to the Lions,
He ain't going nowhere.
not going anywhere. So it's not that Matthew said, I want out. And this is a signal to me that the Lions are going for a rebuild. Take it away, coach. Because I know you, man, we've been talking all week.
Yeah.
And, you know,
I want to say this to all these so-called Lions fans that talk that stuff about Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford was the best quarterback the Lions ever had in Lions history. In Lions history. You know, I
Yep.
watched some film of this man last night after I got off the phone with you. This man used to get beat up,
Thank you.
still get back up and play the game.
Thank you. When he could have just sat down and stayed down.
Just sat down like some of these other quarterbacks do, man. I hate that Matthew Stafford is finna leave, man.
Yeah.
They can build a team around that man. They
And
can
and
build a team around him.
even if not necessarily even building a team around him, but I think it would be
Or put the necessary pieces that he need.
no, well, not necessarily that, coach. Let me just finish this part. For me, it's about passing the torch. To me, it's about let me show the next guy coming behind me how to do it.
That yeah. I agree with you
Now,
with that. Yeah, I
now,
agree with you on that.
with all that being said, I understand at the end of the day, this is definitely a business.
It's business. But who are you gonna bring in to fill his shoes?
And so that
That's the
was my
thing right there.
so I believe at the end of the day, and we're gonna open up the phone lines to get people to chime in because I know everybody has their opinion on this. Shortly, we'll open it up at the half hour. But for me, coach, I'm looking at if you're going to rebuild and you're going to trade Matthew Stafford, his value for the most part, you need to at least be getting draft picks for this current draft.
Yeah, yeah.
Because right now we only have 5 picks. Okay, we only have 5 picks, and so one of my other friends that came from my neighborhood that we all follow, and we all chime in. What is Mo Bruner, and Mo was basically saying he said it last week. Oops, excuse me, y'all. I don't know. Well, show is sponsored by Diet Pepsi, Cherry Diet Pepsi, as they fought. But anyway, and Mo, when he said it, he said it's time for the Lions to part ways. I said, well, who we gonna get for him? And Mo actually brought this kid to my attention because I wasn't watching Brigham Young this year, and I went and I looked him up, because Mo was one of the ones that was riding to bring Matt Patricia to Detroit, wasn't he, Ed? Tell the truth. And I looked him up, dude. This kid's stats is off the chain. I mean, off the chain. And so he's a first round draft pick, and he's sitting at number 6. But when I went to looked at the CBS mock draft,
Mm-hmm.
he's like 13. Now, here is the question that I asked you, coach, and I asked everybody out there. The number 7 pick that's sitting at number 7, that's, that's speculated to go 7, is a kid from Detroit who's from Michigan, not from Detroit, but from Michigan, who plays for Michigan, who is the number 1 defensive tackle. He's rated number 1 at that position. Do we pass him up and go for Zach Wilson, which is the quarterback that I was talking about? Because we need, if we're talking about trading Matthew Stafford, we had conversations about Deshaun Watson. From all indications that I'm getting, that's not going to happen.
No, that's not.
Okay. So I think the next conversation was uh, between us and New England. We had a conversation about that, and
Or Cam Newton.
right, and my feelings on Cam. I was like, I think Cam, in the right system,
He'll be a good fit. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So I wouldn't say heck no to it. But again, I think it has to be about getting draft picks in this draft because we already know 5 really isn't enough to rebuild around. I mean, you can make it happen because you got your first pick coming in the first round.
But see, also,
So
hey, coach.
Eric Buckner said yes, you do pass him up do we get? Do you said? So I'm lost. Buck, are you saying pass him up and get Wilson, or I'm a little lost on your comment on what you're saying? And Buckner said we do need to get first round draft picks at that for Matthew Stafford, which I agree.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He
So
worth. He Matthew Stafford is a top 5 quarterback.
that definitely,
He's a
definitely,
top 5 quarterback.
and
My thing right now is that the Detroit Lions, they have the GM, they have the head coach. Now they sitting down trying to put pieces in places. You got Galladay, you got Marvin Jones Jr., you got
but you got these guys. Hold on. I'm glad you said that. We've got 8 guys that are free agents. Now
agents,
those free
right?
agents you just spoke: Galladay,
Jones,
Jones Jr., Agnew.
Agnew, yep,
Agnew is the diamond in the rough. Agnew is that kick returner, punt returner, slash slot receiver that don't mind running those slants and in routes. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Uh, you know, you gotta. I mean, y'all sitting up here talking mess about a GM who really wants to do that job right now with this team.
Yeah, he got a
This
heavy
is
load on
not.
him.
I
He
don't
has a heavy
care
load.
who you are. Now, I'm gonna tell you why I'm comfortable with Brad. I'm comfortable with Brad because I had an opportunity to speak to a player who Brad was responsible for scouting for the Rams, and he spoke highly of Brad. He said, "Man, Brad had his hands in everything on the Rams. From of course, he was executive in charge of college scouting, which is the most important position next to the GM. I mean, even not even the GM. I mean, you're the guy that is responsible
For getting these players.
for getting the information that they need
Mhm.
to evaluate these players.
Right, right. That's
And
a heavy.
and
He got a heavy load. He has a heavy load, and he really doing his job, man.
hmm
He's really doing the job, and I like the way he speak.
oh yeah, definitely.
When he speak, you can see it in his eyes.
hmm
His
Did you
eyes
see the
tell you,
comments? And did you see the comments that was coming from a lot of the people who are non-African American when he had his presser? They was like, "Why is he licking and snapping his lips?"
we do
That's
that.
what we do, y'all. You know what I'm saying? When we talking like this, I don't have the chapstick with me, unfortunately. So instead of coming out and doing this every, 2 or 3 minutes,
You
I'm
know,
gonna
hey,
lick the
for
lips.
them
And
people,
it's I'm not it's not an LL Cool J thing.
man, for them people who be, they always try to find something negative. Y'all go sit down somewhere, man. Shut up. But anyway, man, I'm Campbell, the head coach.
Yeah,
From
let's
what
get us.
I've been seeing, I like what he's doing. He putting coaches in the right places that he need. I hope they keep Bevel. I hope they keep Bevel. I kind of liked him because he
Yeah.
was okay.
No,
He
well,
was okay.
we actually saw who the problem was with the Lions offense before Patricia got fired. It was definitely Patricia
Yeah.
because Daryl Bevel actually the points we only had one game where we scored 3 points. All the other games under Bevel, those last was it 7 or 8 games? How many games were left with Bevel? They
No, it wasn't like it was about five,
six,
something like
five or
that.
six, something
Yeah.
like. No, it was more than that because they let him
No,
go. I
about
think
5 or 6.
week 8. It was week 7 or week 8 when they let Matt Patricia go.
Mm-hmm.
So they had about 8 or 9 games left, and it was only one game that they scored 3 points. All the other they were in the high 20s and 30s. So they were putting, for me, it was nothing wrong with this Lions offense after Bevel was able to show that we can execute the play action, which is, play action comes from good running.
Yeah.
when you got backs that can get to, because see, this is what a lot of people who are not really into football, they don't understand. If you look up the stats, the average running back averages 2.4 yards a carry in the NFL. That's average. So if you're able to average, stay in that 2 to 4, which is the NFL standard, but you can average 3 to 4 to 5 yards a carry, that's damn good. Which
It
means
is.
people got to respect your running game. Which
Mm-hmm.
means, what do they have to do, coach? You're the defensive coordinator. You're going to have to stack 7 to 8 in the box,
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
which means those cornerbacks and safeties are on the island all by
By
themselves.
themselves. Playing man coverage.
Man.
Man coverage. You know.
And
But
so,
I want to say this too, because he made a little point, pass up Wilson, um, to pass up Wilson from Michigan.
okay.
Yes, we do need help on that D line. I would get that in free agency. I would go
That's
out in
who,
free
yeah,
agency. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But
yeah.
first
Find
thing
some of those
first,
guys find some of those guys that's not
yeah,
getting a lot of playing time there, second and third down, fourth down,
yeah,
second and third
yeah.
down.
And another thing,
Goal line, sit your red zone players that, I was only seeing action, maybe, 6 or 7 series a game.
and another thing that's finna happen that I see since Barry Sanders, Detroit Lions has not had an identity. I think they're finna get an identity now, man.
Oh, definitely. You have
I
to,
think they're
because
finna get an identity now,
I do.
man.
Yeah. Now,
I see it's finna a change is happening right now.
we got also in the draft, you got that receiver from Alabama. That's, I think, yeah,
Deontay Smith. Yeah.
right.
Oh,
Man, everybody think this draft is going to really be easy, but I don't. I think that
this is a
because
hard draft right
I'm
here
gonna tell
because
you, but not for just us. I'm talking about for the league, period. Because the new head coach that just entered the league, I was about to say Nick Saban.
Urban
Down
Meyer.
Urban
Urban Meyer.
Myers.
Yeah.
He just shook up the NFL,
Oh, he sure did.
because we don't know definitely if Trevor Lawrence is even going to go first now,
Yeah, you don't. You
because
don't.
Justin Fields, that's his guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's too much
He
speculation.
recruited. He recruited him
Recruited
from Georgia. From
exactly.
Georgia. But not to say that Urban Myers will get him. I like what you said. Urban Myers is shaking it up the NFL.
No, definitely,
Urban
definitely,
Myers,
definitely,
when he left Ohio State, he knew what he wanted to do. He had to
definitely,
take
definitely.
time, study, research, because he didn't want to fail like Nick Saban and all the others
Hmm.
college coaches that took that leap to the NFL that didn't make it.
Well, everybody keep forgetting about Jimmy Johnson, and Jimmy Johnson did a great job.
Hey, Jimmy Johnson, Pete Carroll, yeah. But
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is Urban Myers is a winner.
Hmm.
And he
Teach,
says
teach.
something, and he said something, coach. He said, I cannot use the same attitude to NFL players
That I
as
use college play.
to college players. It's a
Mhm.
big difference.
Big difference. It is. It's a
Big
huge
difference.
difference. These
Yeah.
ain't boys.
No, these are grown men.
Y'all grown
And
men, and some of
and
them
they
make
will.
more money than you.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So so yeah,
Yes, you can.
huh?
No, Keisha asked, can I share? Yes, you can. Hit the share button and share away. We really appreciate it. So look, y'all, the phone lines is open. It's 30 minutes on the hour. We said we were gonna open the phone lines up, 248-417-5719. If you call and we don't answer, just keep calling. We'll get to you. Remember, guys, we want as many people to participate, because I know people want their voice to be heard. So want you to come in, make your point real quick. If you get the hang up button, I'm gonna kind of do this like the Breakfast Club. Don't take it personal. We just making room for the next caller. But go ahead, Coach.
um to what Urban Myers, I kind of I really want to see what he is going to do. I think he's going to be very successful because he coming with a philosophy.
Oh, definitely,
He
definitely.
coming with a philosophy. But I want to say this too. I want to jump away just for 1 second.
Hmm.
I just got a news flash that they just canceled all the University of Michigan games.
Wow.
Yep, they just canceled all their games. They're
Wow.
on pause right now. All the
Wow.
University of Michigan. Hold on.
Wow. I feel like I just jinxed everything.
Yep, they just yep.
Lee
So they
Meadows, what's up? Wow. Wow.
yeah, due to coronavirus outbreak.
Wow. Uh-oh. We got our first call coming in. I knew let me tell you what I like about E Buck. Eric Buck, boy, he
He
beat he
he be on there. He be
he
easy. He be on it.
he beat everybody to the punch. Go ahead, Eric Buckner. How you doing, bro? Yes, sir. What you got for us?
Before I get started, Coach, let one better my guys been on our prayers. I appreciate you reaching out to us. You keep doing good, bro. Okay, that being said, let me get to that Michigan if I go through some other stuff right quick.
Speak up just a little bit more for me.
Like, let me get to that Michigan thing before I talk about the other stuff. Let me be brief. Okay, here's the thing. Yeah, yesterday they announced that all University of Michigan sports activities. Now, we're not just talking about basketball. I'm talking about every last sport on campus has been shut down for the next 14 days, primarily because they have found several cases of one of the strains, one
Mm-hmm.
of the more, that's one of the more contagious strains of the virus.
Right,
Okay.
the new one, right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they found them amongst several teams, not just the basketball team, but baseball and softball teams, so on and so forth. So that's why they shut down all activity on Michigan's campus, and they are one of the three schools that have done so in the last 48 hours.
Important to
Okay.
do.
Okay. Now going back to the big topic, Stafford and the Lions. What I found out, Matthew approached them even before they completed the search for the general manager and the coach, saying that he wanted to see if they were willing to trade him. Bottom line is, Matthew, I feel, knows what we all know. He's not improperly appreciated here in Detroit. He's tired of it, and he wants to move on. In the end, it's about his legacy at this point. He made over $150 million playing football. So it's not about the money at this point. Right now, he's trying to get that ring. And he's trying to get that ring because in the end, he wants to wear that gold jacket. And for that, I ain't mad at him. That
Um,
means we're not going to appreciate that brother the way he should, he should move on. Now, the key is what we get from Matthew dictates to me how long this rebuilding process this time around will happen. So I definitely agree with you, Coach Will, that we just got to get first round pick. Like I said, in the end, we get this first round pick and then the next first round pick the next couple of years, that definitely helps the rebuilding process.
hmm
Absolutely.
Definitely, definitely.
Right.
I mean, and it's something that people do have to be patient with. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right. A couple other things that I'm going to go ahead and move on. Um, Another thing is people, COVID is real. You need to understand that it's affecting everything, our sports included. You know, there's those reports out there that Hank Aaron received a vaccine a couple weeks before he passed away.
Right. I was
Uh,
gonna bring that up too.
yeah, people, you would look to dive into that for you just take what people saying and run with. I'm sure we'll discuss. I'm gonna discuss it also later on my show. But yeah, thank you guys. Let me check in. Good show. Keep it moving.
Appreciate it.
No
Appreciate it.
doubt. No doubt. Thank you, Big E.
Yeah. The um, I'm not taking the shot. I've done my research on it. It's not even a vaccine.
No, it's
Um,
not.
it's not a
It's like a
vaccine.
flu shot. It's like a flu shot.
It's not. No, it's not even like a flu shot. The flu shot vaccines are antibodies that are put in. That's really the virus. You know what I'm saying? And it allows your body to fight against it. This one is a DNA. It decodes and can rechange the structure of your DNA. But I'll if anybody want that link, just inbox me and I'll share that with you. If you have my number, just hit me up personally, because Facebook is. I have to be honest. They are a private entity, and if our freedom of speech doesn't line up with their policies and things of that nature, they shut you down. So, if you guys want to get more detail on where I'm getting my information from, I'd be more than happy to share it with you. Actually, my number is up on the screen, so you can always hit me up. My number is always, even on all my social media, it's there because I do run a business. So, so back to where we were at with the state of the Lions. So what we
Yeah,
were saying, coach,
yeah.
is that this is Urban
It's a rebuild year, man. It's a
right.
rebuild year for us.
What
And
Urban Meyer did was he just shook up, and instead of the NFL being able to play checkers, they definitely got to play chess now. The entire league, every
mm,
team, they got to play chess now,
I got
or
to.
they sit back and let him run the board.
Yeah, I'm looking for. I'm like I say, I'm not a Urban Myers fan. He did amazing job when he was at Florida.
Mhm.
He did a great job when he was at Ohio State.
Numbers don't lie.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It
and
don't lie.
neither do championships.
Yeah, in championships. I'm looking to see what he's going to do with the Jacksonville Jaguars program. But nevertheless, man, I think where the Detroit Lions is going right now. They're going in the right directions. They're doing what they need to do. I hate to see Matthew Stafford go. Matthew Stafford, man, thank you, brother. Yes, my man. I wish you all the success and everything, man. Wherever you land, wherever you go, you know what I'm saying. And I want to say this: what Wayne Fonte said something,
I
and
knew
he
you
had,
was gonna bring
yeah. I got to, man. I got to.
it
Because
up.
the teams Wayne Fonte had, if he even say if I'd have had Matthew Stafford, we'd have had at least 3 Super Bowls, 2 or 3 Super Bowls, 2 or 3 Super Bowls. You hear me? For real,
Okay,
man.
Mello.
For real. I mean, seriously. Come on now.
Okay, so
Matthew
so look,
Stafford. Thank you, brother.
so let's ask this question real quick. So while we talking about sports, and I don't want to stay on this subject long because we're definitely going to tackle this and dedicate a whole hour of the show to it. But it's definitely sports worthy. I had posted this up the other day, and it was about Joe Biden's first day he began ending girls' sports. And basically, the executive order rigs competition by requiring that biological boys be allowed to compete against girls. Because biological girls competing with biological boys, it's one maybe in a million.
Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah.
And I don't want to sound. I got actually. I took. It wasn't an attack because everybody's entitled to their opinion. But the one young lady, who she told me that, well, I've been skimming, through your posts, and all you talk about is boys sports. And I was like, well, you didn't skim, you missed something, because I've coached girls off and on my entire coaching career.
Me and you both.
Most recently, a all
Please don't say
female
that. Don't say
football
that.
competitive football team.
Right.
You know me, I'm not going to say the name. I'm
Okay.
not going,
Good.
I'm not going, because I don't want people to
Hey,
get
hey,
hooked.
coach. Here's the thing with this, man. And listen, what you do, how you live, and all
Your,
that.
bu-
That's
your
that.
business.
It's your business. You
Exactly.
like it, I love it. You know what I'm saying? That's what my mom
Exactly.
used to
I'm
say.
I'm the same way.
You know what I'm saying? No disrespect or none of this stuff here. You have a person that's a man. And we talked about this the other night, last night.
Mm-hmm.
They started making movies years ago about this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Here's this I have a problem with.
Tell them your problem, coach.
Here's the problem. Okay, yes, you all this, feminine, but you still have man biology inside of you.
Biologically, you still a male or
Exactly.
female,
Not,
right?
not taking nothing away. No
Right.
disrespect to anyone. I love y'all and all that. But to go, we talk about sports.
Right.
For you to go play in women's sports, that makes you the dominant right now.
Yeah.
Seriously. Now, how does it look? A person. Let's take a person that's 6'6", a man 6'6", want to play women's basketball.
Man, that's Joanna, man, all over again. No, no, I'm just keeping it 100.
Yeah, seriously. Now I don't have listen. I don't have no problem with a woman coming over to play football. I don't. I love women playing football.
I
If you
had
want to
girls.
compete, yeah. If you
Right.
want to compete against
If you
me, yes. I don't. I have no problem with that.
and I don't
Because
have a problem with the transgender male still competing with males
yeah, playing football.
as a
Yeah,
female. That's
yeah.
fine.
It's nothing wrong with it.
I just
But
don't think
then
it's an unfair advantage.
it is an unfair advantage because it was this I seen down in
It
Texas,
happened a couple of years ago in
down in
high school.
Texas, in
Track.
Texas, in
Yes.
Texas. It was a
Yes.
track and field,
Yes.
track and field, and this blew him out the water.
Yeah, young lady blew him out the water.
And and ones that racing against, they were mad. They were mad, and
Should
they had the right to be mad.
so here is my question. Should the president of the United States be allowed to take an executive order because now that becomes like a dictator and put
No,
it in and insert it into sports like that? I mean, that's my
no,
question.
he's wrong for that. He's wrong for that. He's wrong. He shouldn't have did that. I'm not. Listen.
Okay, so it's done. So here's the deal. Let me ask this question, coach. It's done. How do is there going to be any rules put in that will okay, so let's just say you got a weight class, okay? Like little league sports. Can they insert a weight class? Because I was talking about now. Let's get just. I said we weren't going to talk about it that much, but let's just go ahead and dive in a little bit.
Not much, but let's go.
I coached every level from K through 8, middle, and high school, and I can tell you, and V and I, we had this conversation in pre-production. We've been talking about it, since the order came out. We don't on this show. We don't shy away from anything because we can talk about the issues and be respectful to other people. And let me know if we say anything that anybody feels disrespectful. But I believe we're just, we have to have this conversation, and I think it's not the conversation; is how you have it. And so for me, where's the happy? Because see, it's done. The executive order is in place. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some people who may fight this, and it's going to have to make its way all the way to the Supreme Court, more than likely,
Mm-hmm.
depending on some districts and counties throughout this country. They might be able to fight it, and they might be able to win right there in that, in that county or even in that state. But for those states that the fight won't be successful or no fight at all, They're
Mm-hmm.
happy with it. They've been waiting for it. How do you make a happy medium where people can live with this? Like we talking about,
That's hard, coach. That's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow right now.
do we go to weight class? Do we say, okay, males have to be, transgender males who are, transing from being male to female, have to come in 20, 30 pounds lighter than the female to be able to compete? I mean, what I want to know, how is the barometer so that it's fair and even?
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
you're gonna have some people. Cause see here, I'm in the middle. So I'm gonna play the middle. Here's the middle. Well, what do y'all do against that man child? That one kid in Little League football that's bigger than everybody, stronger than everybody. You know what I'm saying? But he's 12 years old and he's running over everybody. I bet that's something nobody thought about.
No, no.
What
I
happens when
remember a guy
another?
like that.
What?
I remember a
Right,
guy like that.
right.
Yeah,
What? I've had a couple.
yeah.
What
Big brother
happens when?
Baker.
What happens when you get a LeBron James
Mm-hmm.
in male sports? You know what I'm saying? That nobody can stop.
Mm-hmm. But coach, it's again, it's I don't
But
think
see,
that he.
that gave you something to think about. It gave
I
you
don't
something to think about.
I don't think that um Joe Biden really sat down and you know thought about this,
Come on, man.
man.
They have 4 years to
Man,
think about that. This
man,
is an extent. I mean, come on, man. Let's keep it
man,
100.
the re,
This
the
is
re,
the extension. This is an extension, and I really don't want this to go turn political. But this is an extension of where Obama left off when he first started.
yeah,
So come on,
yeah,
Joe was the vice president at the time. Joe was the vice president, so he had to be. He was on board with it.
yeah,
So it's here. Here, let's say this. This subject is here, and it's not going away. It's not going away. You're not going to be able to snap your fingers. You're not going to be able to clap your hands. You're not going to be able to stomp your feet. You're not going to be able to do any of those things. It was the same way when we were struggling
yeah.
for our rights. Took us a lot longer,
Still fighting for it.
and still today we still fighting for it. And one of the things that I did tell the young lady when we were talking yesterday, I invited her to the show, and I also said that, remember, Rome wasn't built in a night, and no one is going to agree on everything.
No,
So we have to find a way to agree to disagree, folks,
right.
because at the end of the day, we're all human beings. Everyone has a right to want what they want. They have a right,
Yep.
whether you like it or not, whether
Yeah.
that's your
You're right.
lifestyle or not. It's
You're
not
right.
for it's not for us to judge unless we are on a serving as a juror to judge in a court case.
You
We're
ain't
not
even
here to
gonna judge
judge.
nobody.
And so at the end of the day, we're all human beings.
Yep.
You got some people that don't like people to dig in their nose. They don't feel like nose diggers, should walk the face of the earth with their bare hand, with their finger. You have people that don't like people that lick their lips. They think that you shouldn't be licking your lips. And I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm just thought, but it's to see myself. So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So today is Championship Sunday. We're going to come back to this issue, folks. We're not going to run away from it. We want to hear your thoughts. Everybody. We want to hear everybody's thoughts, because I believe that when we start exchanging ideas and our thoughts with one another, we can most definitely find a way to. Thanks a lot, Eric. I really appreciate it. He said the Chiefs and the Bucks today. Good pick, Eric. I'm going with the Bucks. and Tampa Bay, but still a good. I mean, the Bills and Tampa Bay, but hey, good pick. I'm glad you picked one team that you and I can have a good exchange of a conversation over, because one of them's going to win and one of them's going to
You're
lose.
gonna lose.
Right.
Right.
So that's and the other thing that the young lady was talking about, she was really throwing into the thing that sports isn't about winning and this, that, and the other. And I had to remind her that it is competitive.
Very
So with
competitive.
the word competitive means there has to
To
be
be a winner and a
somebody.
loser.
It's only three things that can happen in competitive sports: somebody loses, somebody wins, or it's a tie.
Yep. Yep.
All of those other attributes are definitely important, because I hope that she'll come back and get a chance to view this show so that she can hear instead of reading. I really kind of hate.
But whoever that young lady is that you're talking about, I think she just about women's sports, and maybe she in just women's sports or whatever. I don't know, but again, I don't mind women. You have women.
I
We
love
talked
it.
last night when we talk about town boys.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But if you put a town boy in college or in the NFL, they're gonna only go so far.
yeah, they're only going to be able to go so.
If they want to play football, you know what I'm saying? They're only
I
gonna
mean,
go
unless
so
they
far.
now and
I
look.
mean, let's be realistic about
Hold on,
that.
hold on. Well, hold on. Okay, I throw a good one at you, Coach. How about allowing the ladies, the biological ladies, to use performance enhancers?
They do.
No, I'm saying if you're gonna allow biological males who transgender to female to play against females, let the females, the biological females, use performance enhancers
Okay, okay. Still, my point again. You can,
legally,
okay,
so that they
but
don't get kicked out.
okay, but you still can only go so far. You can only. I can't see a woman playing receiver in college or in the NFL. I can't see it.
Well,
It
let
may
me say this:
happen.
women, hold on, coach.
Not
I got
at
to
that level. Not at that level.
hold on. Women are honestly, they are more tough when it comes to pain than men, because
Oh
they do
yeah,
something,
I agree.
because
I agree. I
they
agree.
experience
But coach, come
a
on now.
life
This
from
is a different type of pain we talking about. This is
no,
different.
hold on, a
No,
broken bone is a broken bone, coach.
no. I'm talking about far as
A
taking
hit.
constantly hit after hit after
What
hit.
about the women who
Man, come
survive
on,
still?
man. They
Hold on,
can't
coach.
do it, bro.
Hold on, coach.
They
What
can't do
about
it.
the women? Hold on. What about
No.
the women who are physically abused on a daily basis by men, being punched with their bare hand, shoved through walls, and get up and walk away?
Listen, hold up. I listen. I want that there. I hate that type of stuff there.
No, but I'm
I'm trying
saying, I
to.
mean, so, but I'm gonna say for the defense of a woman, because guess what? That's the first thing she would throw up in your face.
Yeah.
And by the way, I know because I watched my mom be physically abused when I was a little boy. My mom was for anybody on here that knew my mother was 4 feet 9. She weighed 90 pounds wet. She
Good
married this
strong.
guy. She married this guy that was 6'6". He weighed 285, almost 300 pounds, and he
Okay.
punched my
Coach,
mama
coach,
in her face, shoved her around the room like she was a rag doll, and my mama got right back up like nothing happened.
coach.
Come
I
on,
feel
man.
you. I feel you.
No, I'm just saying, but I'm
I
saying,
see.
we
I
gotta quit.
understand what you're saying. I
Right,
understand
we
what
can
you're
have
saying.
the conversation
Yeah.
of, but guess what? It's gonna be one or two females on a team, biological females, that'll probably be able to handle that fool, or not.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
But
that
what I'm saying,
person.
but what I'm saying is this here.
Because at the end of
If
the
you look at
day,
the
for
competition,
me,
if you look at the competition
mhm.
from college to the NFL and how it's played, no, I don't think
But
I'm
it
not.
goes but that has to go with training too. Weight, all kind of weightlifting,
All
and
that comes
so
into
the
play.
female
All of
got to
that
do the
comes into
same
play.
thing. The females, if they want to compete,
You got
I
to
know
train
some.
for what you want to do.
Let me tell
You're
you
right.
something.
You
I
got
know
to
some
train.
WNBA players that will give some NBA players and a lot of guys. You know what I'm saying? Will kick their butt. I didn't
Yeah,
seen it.
yeah,
I've seen it in
yeah,
pickup
yeah,
games.
yeah.
So I think that it's about how you prepare yourself, how you prepare your body, and if you are really serious about it, especially knowing that you're going to have a biological, a transgender male coming over to compete with you and against you, you're going to have to take your training to the next level.
Mm.
Because at the end of the day, I don't care. I done seen a whole bunch of big dudes come out on the field, and just because they weighed 200 and 300 pounds, I dealt with them.
Oh shit, me and you both. Shit,
I'm saying so.
me and you both.
So so
You know.
so. Let's not be so quick. It's an interesting conversation to have, and it definitely is two sides. But I think at the end of the day, we can't write it all the way off right quick.
No,
Now,
no,
there's
no.
other things that go with that I just don't agree with. Because we start talking about locker room sharing and things of that nature. I think that even females who come and play on the male teams have a separate locker room.
They do.
You know what
They
I'm
do. They
saying?
do. They do accommodate. Yeah, they do
Right.
do that.
And
Yeah.
so I'm not all with that the, because there's too many things that can go wrong with that
Hmm.
if it's not supervised right. And we already know that as adults.
Okay, so with that, then now they do that. So what about the transgender that's in the locker room with women?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
it has to be accommodation
is
somewhere.
if
It
they
has to
if
be.
right, especially if they haven't fully. Now, from my understanding, the transgender, I don't know if it means if you trans, do that mean physically? Or are we talking about the mental? I don't know. So
Yeah, I
I'm
don't know
glad
either.
Darlene Childs. Thanks, Darlene. Darlene was one of the females that I watched on a daily basis. I grew up. We came from the same neighborhood. I'm a little older than her. But when I talk about basketball, this girl could play ball. And she was running over us out there. She could run over a lot of us. And she
Yeah,
did. You
yeah,
know
I
what I'm
know
saying?
a young lady like that. I grew up with. Her name was Tina Spidell.
Yeah, and so and Darlene was a competitor. She played ball and played ball with the best of them. From Derek Coleman to Howard Isley. So I don't want us to write off and now write off because at the end of the day our females, whether they transgender to male or they just, stay themselves, they are some tough,
Yeah,
really
yeah,
mentally and physically. And we already know that 90% of everything is mental.
yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it
And
is.
so, and y'all, excuse me. I know y'all can't see my eyes because I have the studio lights hitting me, and so I have to wear my glasses because I have glaucoma. But the passion that probably you heard come from my voice when we were having that exchange for a minute, and that's how Coach and I get down, you know. But see, folks, see how we were able to agree to disagree.
But I want to say this. I don't want nobody to take offense of what I said. Okay, I'm against women being abused because I watched my mother get abused. You feel me? And me and my brother, we whooped our father's ass. I love him, may he rest in paradise. You know what I'm saying? I'm against that 100, 100. But again, me, it's a level to different things. It's a level. It's a level to this here, man. And you do have women that's playing college football. It's a couple of them. But they field goal kickers or place kickers. I don't think they punters now. I don't think they punters.
Mm-hmm.
I just think they field goal and uh, uh, um, on a punt
Kickers, yeah,
kickoff
mm-hmm.
team. Kickoff
Yeah,
team. That's all I know for right now. But again, if you can play the game and play it with heart and with determination,
Mm-hmm.
because sports is 90% mental and 10% everything else.
Right.
If
And
you can do that,
Darlene did make a point. She said mental and skill set. So you definitely, and I agree with you. You definitely have to have the skill, and that's
yeah,
with anything. That's
that's where
really
the 10% come in at.
exactly the 10% is
All that. When I
right. It's
say
the
90% mental,
110% that you give to the skill.
yeah,
To
you know
right.
what I'm saying. So with that saying, if you can do it, do it.
Hmm.
Just be the best at it.
Exactly.
Just be the best at it. Don't quit. Oh, it's too much and this. No, this is what you want to do.
Yep.
Do it.
You got to put your best foot forward. I agree.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, again, if I offend anybody, like Coach said, we go back and forth a lot.
Right.
We did this in our coaching time, but after that, it's past 10.
Exactly.
You know what
And
I'm
so
saying? It's past 10.
hopefully we set the template. We gave the template for how to have a conversation and
Right.
not agree on everything, but find a way. But still, at the end of the day, we still got love for one another. You know what
Oh,
I'm
no
saying?
doubt. No doubt. No
No, and
doubt.
we still respect each other. And so I think at the end of the day, I hope this is where we're going to go from here on out. That we find a way to have conversations, whether it's about politics, sports, whatever it is, that we respect one another, and we don't have to agree with everything a person says. But guess what? We can agree to disagree. We
Disagree. Ain't
don't
no
have
doubt.
to. We ain't got to hate each other and ready to jump through the screen and or get the thumbs to going all quick. Calling you every name in the book. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Right.
So
It is.
top
So
of the
what's up?
hour.
What's up with this championship, man? What's going on, man?
Well, I believe Buffalo. We'll start with the AFC. I picked Buffalo.
Yeah,
Coach
me
Lee
too.
can tell you, I picked Buffalo in the beginning of the
Yeah.
season. I said Buffalo is going to be in the AFC Championship, and the teams that I said that they would face would either be uh, uh, Kansas City or Cleveland. Didn't I pick it? And it's on tape.
Mhm.
We can go back and we say tape, but we can go back and look at all of the shows, and you can go back to I think it was episode 2 or 3, and you'll see my pick on Buffalo. Um, Tampa Bay, we all some people in the beginning of the season said no to Tampa Bay. We had already, Coach and I both had agreed
Yeah.
that if Tampa Bay by week, I think it was week 6, when we said if Tampa Bay want to make a serious run to be in the NFC Championship game and an opportunity to get to the Super Bowl, Bruce Arians had to make changes in his coaching
Yeah.
approach when it
To
came to
Tom
Tom
Brady.
Brady.
Yeah.
And I think the ownership and the GM set him down and had that conversation that I had said needed to happen.
Because you got to look, because this man won 6
Thank you.
championships,
Thank you.
went through 14 divisional championships.
Thank you.
So he know what he know.
He
He
knew
know
it.
what he know. You
Exactly.
know, he told Bill Belichick, man, get on my shoulders. I got this.
But at the same time, one of the things I love about Tom Brady is that he says, one of the things he said, I want to be coached. So he's not
Yeah.
telling him not to criticize him. And I think that's where a lot of people got
Yeah.
things mixed up. I can criticize my player because that's my job.
Right.
But if I'm criticizing and he or she is playing poorly or not playing up to their potential, the first thing I have to look at, have I put that player in a position to play
Mm-hmm.
right,
Yep.
to be
Yep.
successful? And if I've done everything I'm supposed to do, and it's just all about the player going out there and getting the job done, then
You
I
know,
criticize.
another thing that I like, um, that I think Tom Brady finna get him another Super Bowl is he's still hungry.
Yes.
He's still hungry. You can see it in Tom Brady's eyes. And for all those that keep saying Tom Brady is a cheater, I don't know where you get that from. I don't know where your thoughts come in at because you have
How's he a cheater?
22 players, huh?
I'm trying to
Huh?
figure out how he cheated. Even in that whole
Yeah.
situation with the ball, the only
But
people who never play
yeah.
football don't understand a undeflated football is the easiest way to injure yourself throwing.
Because it's too light.
It is
You got to put more
exactly
power on it. You got to put more
it,
power on it.
it is
It's
too right.
rotator,
It is
rotator cuff.
it's actually heavier
It's more
because it
it's
doesn't
your
because it's
rotator
not
cuff.
gonna go right. It's gonna go against the wind. It's not gonna work with the wind right. It's a lot of things the aerodynamics, the way the football is shaped and everything. So without proper air and not inflated correctly, man, I did it. That's why I
Right.
can tell you.
I want to go back to a game when Atlanta was playing in the Super Bowl and New England was playing in the Super Bowl against
Darlene,
Atlanta.
hey, look, I gotta read this, coach. Darlene Child said, "Focus on coaching the other players. Tom B needs very little. He just needs the support and the mental message every now and then." I agree with you because that's how
Yeah.
I coach my players. That they had it. Sometimes it was just, "Hey man, come here. I know you pissed off at your team. We're gonna get that together. You gotta,
Yeah.
you understand, man. You on a whole nother level than they are." That's what
Yeah.
I used to tell my players. And that most of the time it helped because hold on, wait a minute. So I gotta put the team on my shoulders. I gotta work with them. You remember that one time when the quarterback uh, we had her on a check dunk, and everything else was covered but her. And I asked the quarterback, "Why are you not passing to her?" What did she tell me? She said she don't know how to catch.
Okay.
And what you think your job is? Throw that. Your job is to get the ball to her. It hit
That's
her
all.
on the numbers, and she don't catch it. That's on her.
Yeah.
What happened when we came back out of that huddle? Ran that same play. Your
And
team
she
did
called it.
your boom,
Yep.
and got an
Yep.
extra 8 yards.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. That
Darlene,
one and only
thank
time.
you.
Yeah.
And that was a young lady that made that point, fellas.
Yeah.
She making y'all look
But
bad.
but
I
go back
love
to my point.
it. Go
To
ahead.
go back to my point about Tom Brady. They was what down 25-3?
Yeah, yeah,
25-3.
yeah.
They made their adjustments. And when they did whatever adjustments they made at halftime, they stuck to the program.
Exactly.
And Tom Brady did what he had to do. The offense had to do. Everybody had to play their part. The
That's right.
game ain't over until it's over.
Till it's over with.
Till it's over. It ain't over. I can see if it's 40-20 with 4 minutes left, you're still in the game.
Right. I was about to say we've
You're
seen.
still in the
Let's just
game.
right. Let's just say we've seen Matthew Stafford do
Yes,
it with the
yes,
Lions a
yes,
lot.
yes, yes,
I
yes.
just gotta go back and
And
look.
hurt.
Thank you.
And
And hurt.
hurt.
And hurt. And hurt.
And hurt.
And
So
hurt.
with that, I'm gonna tell you something. Um, Tom Brady, yeah, Tampa Bay, but Matthew Stafford, man, I can't stop talking about him, man.
Yeah. There was
He
you had that same feeling, from Barry and Calvin. These are three of our athletes that departed from the team, and that you'd have loved to have seen them. Well, at least with Matthew, he's going to another team. He
yeah,
he hasn't retired. At least with
yeah, my
Calvin and Barry, they retired and said, "Hey, I'm gonna do one other thing, Justice. I'm just not gonna go play for another team."
but with that Calvin situation, I don't know the whole real deal about that. I know it was ugly, you know,
Well,
both
Calvin,
parts
one of the
on both
things,
parts.
right? One of the things that Calvin did say is that he just wasn't enjoying. the game of football. There were other things that he wanted to do. He didn't
Mhm.
want to get injured. I think that's the biggest fear for athletes. I mean, that especially when this is how you get paid, and you know that there's other things that you want to do after you're done with that sport. That we've seen a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the greats, especially from the 70s and 80s, and some of the players from the 90s, they
Mhm.
don't know when to walk away. And so sometimes it's not just about the organization that you're playing for, because I had a good conversation with Barry, and Barry told me, he's a look, I wanted to walk away from the game the way I came into it. He
Yeah.
said, so with all of the speculation that people were talking about, he said if it was just about the Lions, he could have went. You know how many teams was willing to pick up his contract?
Yeah. Miami wanted him.
Every damn team in the NFL.
Yeah.
So sometimes as fans, we kind of have to kind of like, when we start talking about the business side of it, we can speculate on everything. But when we see guys want to, and we can see with Matthew's clear. I can take this and I can almost be 99.9% right. He still wants to compete. He does not want to be a part of a rebuild.
No, you don't.
And I
No.
don't blame him.
No.
If I'm physically able to continue to keep competing at a high level, and I still mentally still have that in me, I would have did the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at him.
I'm not mad at Matt.
I'm not mad at the
I'm
Lions. I mean, at
what
the
I'm
end of the day,
mad.
this was a
I'm kind of pissed off on how certain things went in the Lions
That's right.
organization.
Dylan's dad did play in the NFL. That's right. I forgot. Dylan. What? Real quick, I forgot. Did your father play for like the Steelers or something? I know it was one of them good teams. And what was his name and what position did he play? I forgot all about that. See, man, look, man. I grew up, came from a neighborhood, man, where, yep, she said fear of injuries, fear of CTE, have players leaving the NFL while they are on top because they want a life after sport. There you go, a
Yeah.
life after sports physically and mentally.
Yeah.
My cousin Jesse Tuggle played for the Atlanta Falcons. You know, he said the same thing. It's time to go because I have other things I want to do. I want to enjoy my children. But a
Mm.
lot of people, let me say this to y'all. Y'all do not understand the sacrifice that professional athletes have to make with their own family, with their wife and children, or their husband and children, because we have professional female athletes as well. A lot of people don't understand what what it's like to go from city to city, fly back home, and then you're back home, but you got to go right back to practice. Athletes are at the practice facility anywhere from 12 to 18 hours
Mhm.
because keeping your skills together requires dedication and a lot of
A lot of work.
determination.
A lot of work. A
So
lot
a
of
lot of
determination and
wives
passion.
are at home alone with the kids. A lot of children are at home and at playing games and their fathers or mothers can't attend.
Yeah.
And if they do attend the games, now the games don't become about the kids because this pro athlete, especially if he or she is one of the elites, they ain't paying them kids no attention now. They trying to, you know. So, oh yeah, the Saints and the Rams. All right, Henry Childs, tight end. And she said again, commitment.
Yeah.
And so man, we still got a long way to go for the average person to understand. I mean, it's just like whatever you do. that you want to be great at, with me and music, you know what I'm saying? And entertainment, I'm on set. When I'm filming, I'm on set 16 to 18 hours a day. I remember the last movie I worked on, we did like 20-hour days. And especially when you're the producer, you know what I'm saying? If you're just the talent, you're the actor. You get on set. You're on set 8 to 12 hours. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you are in the union. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things we have to do. We can't. We have to do for those union actors. So but being a producer, man, and being a coach. I remember when I moved up to high school, man, I was
Man, I
where
remember
in middle
staying up.
school. In middle school, I was working on game plans every day. I was probably given an extra 4 hours a day after practice. But when I moved up to high school, man, that was a whole different beast. I'm
Man, I
talking
remember
about,
staying up nights.
yeah,
Had to
I'm
be at
talking
work
about
at 6 in
20.
the morning.
Yeah, I'm talking.
And I'm up to 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, doing plays and adjustments and all. Man,
Yeah,
talking to players.
viewing film,
Yeah,
calling coaches. You know what I'm saying? Hey, did you? I didn't get that. I didn't get your game plan adjustment yet. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Players, they can't sleep, so they bugging you. Hey, coach, I got a question. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So, but you have to be committed if you want to win. Can't be about the dollars. If you're about winning, you're going to fully commit yourself. And in order to fully commit yourself, you have to make sacrifices.
got to.
And the majority of the time, the sacrifices are your loved ones.
Yep, yep. You right about that, coach.
And
You
I've
so
had to
right
do
about
it.
that. You right
Lost a
about
lot,
that.
lost a lot of marriages, relationships because you know, oh, you putting them kids before? No, I'm not. It's the game. It's the situation. I have a responsibility, not just to these athletes that I'm coaching and to myself, but to the school, to the parents, the
Yep,
community.
yep. And then they feel left out because you doing all this, and yeah, that's where the balance supposed to come in at. It's where the balance, and as coaches, we learning that.
And even with this BNI, this show, y'all, I hope that everybody's enjoying our content. How we're presenting it. We put a lot of work every week into getting ready for our shows, from the guests that we invite on to the conversations that we're having with you all. Yep, like you said, AM and PM plus weight training. Pete, thank you, Darlene. They don't know the sacrifices. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Imagine being a student athlete. Do you know how hard that is?
yeah, I know that's
And
very hard.
if you listen to the majority of the young people that come and go to the pros, when they're asked what's the first thing you like about this, I can give 110% of my energy and efforts now to just this. When you're a student athlete, notice the word student. I
Yeah,
used to always
you
have to
got
tell my
student or
athlete.
you got athlete.
I used to always have to tell the parents it's not athlete student,
It's student athlete.
student athlete, and so the student part is the most important part. I need them to perfect. Now, there's only so much time I can work with your child. They have to have a commitment. And that's what I liked about Darlene and some of the other athletes that I grew up with. They were committed. You didn't see them. They weren't hanging and, boom, boom. They ain't had time. I worked. Hey, man, nah, man, I got to go. I got to go get this paper. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine having a job, working, and got to get to practice and go to school?
Right.
Man, that's crazy. But
Oh,
guess
trust
what?
me. I know, coach. I know.
Right. But guess
I
what?
know.
It's your
I know.
commitment.
I
It's your
know.
commitment. And so, to all of the people out here who either coach or play sports, my hat goes off to your commitment
No
to
doubt.
be willing to make the sacrifices. And for y'all, it's not turn in your uniform, hang up your whistle, because you're not worth it. I mean, come on, why you tell me it's gonna wear? Now I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta go grab my whistle. You know what I'm saying? I got you next, because you know, look, now you're gonna make me. I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna make me do, Coach. Next week, I'm gonna have my whistle and all my credentials from all my championship games from Ford Field.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, hey, before we go, I gotta say another thing. Congratulations to West Bloomfield High School on their championship. Now I know a lot of people saying, Coach, West Bloomfield, Coach Trice Grice. I gotta say, I'm so happy for Coach, because this was the man that saw something in me and came down to Little League Sports and say, man, I want you to come up here and coach with me. Made me an offensive coordinator for junior varsity and the assistant offensive coordinator at Renaissance High School for varsity and wide receivers coach. I want to thank Coach Grice. I want to thank Coach Bellamy. Coach Bellamy and I worked together on a lot of the Lions camps. Um, he did a lot of one-on-ones with me. But the most important part was we did a drill. And they had all the wide receiver coaches in this particular drill. And I was the only coach that did the drill right and caught the touchdown pass in the end zone from Bellamy. I still got the film from that coaches clinic, and I knew that they were going to win a championship, because these guys don't take shortcuts. They don't cheat the game. They don't make exceptions for kids that are not cutting the grades in class. They put everything together, from study hall to weight training to the approach to the game, from the coaches all the way to the players, on how to win at this level and preparing these kids for the next level. So congratulations
No
to the
doubt. No doubt.
entire coaching staff and those young men, those
Good
young
job, y'all.
players who
Good job.
committed themselves. And I would tell you, I know how it feels to win on Ford Field. It is the man. Let me tell you, it's really hard to explain, from that tunnel, from coming out of the dressing rooms, that you know that professional teams, the Lions are in. If you're the home team, you got the privilege of being in the Lions locker room. Dude, to walking through that tunnel, man, and going onto the field, it is euphoric. It is man, wow. But I don't want to make this about me, man. Coach Trice Grice, Coach Bellamy, and the rest of the coaching staff, man, I'm so proud and happy. I knew that they were going to win. I just, when you had opportunity to work under coaches that teach you the right way. Coach spent a lot of time with me. Um, uh, uh, um, um, he made learning his system very easy. It was very easy for me to learn that system, and because the first thing he said to me when we talked, he said, "Coach, if I can get half of what you're doing with those little guys up here on this level, we're going to be very successful."
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
told him, I said,
And
I'm all,
it shows Saturday. It shows Saturday.
yeah, I'm all in.
It shows Saturday.
They did a great job. To all of the teams
The
that
teams that
competed,
won,
for
competed, and won, good
all
job.
that won, congratulations. From Class A all the way, I think it's D
Yeah.
or E. Uh, 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 it's
See,
always been
great
a
thing.
privilege for me to
I
be a
know.
part of MHSA. It was a privilege to be a
I,
part of that organization, because I've been to so many of their coaches, our coaches, meetings and clinics and preparation, getting ready for the season. They really do a great job of streamlining and giving us and making sure that we have all of the tools and information that we need to be able to successfully coach our kids. And so, even the teams that aren't doing that well, don't think that they're not being coached. It's
right.
it's just about a matter of the one thing I learned about winning. It's about time. It's just really about time. It's about how much are you willing to put in.
Yep.
And
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 then
I've
take
seen, man, I've seen some teams put in 300-400%. I've seen coaches go on 24, and I think that could be the problem. Where sometimes you gotta. That's one thing I liked about Grice. Let me tell you what Grice always made us take a day off. He always made us take a day off. Like, coach, you don't have to come to practice today, man. Take the day off. And at first, I was like, dang, is this a punishment or something? And then it was end up finding out it was recharge your batteries. Spend some time with your family. Go see your kid play. Make sure your business ain't you're not nobody's stealing from you and robbing you blind with your business.
right.
He was just a great guy. Man, I could talk about Grice for a long
Yeah.
time, bro. And dynamic brother, man. Dynamic.
That's a good job.
Dynamic.
Good job,
And,
West Bloomfield Hills. Good job, y'all.
yeah. So what you gotta leave him with, coach?
Oh man. I'm still on
Just
that
the
Matthew
unscripted
Stafford.
part.
Yeah. Um, I want to say, again, with the situation with Matthew Stafford, hey, I wish you the best, man. That's your 9 years here, was it 9, 10 here in Detroit, man?
Yeah, or 9 or 10. I think
Yeah,
he's
you put up some hell of a numbers. You did some great things here in the city of Detroit, man. And I had an opportunity. I never spoke with you or nothing like that. I did have a chance to see you play college football in Georgia. It was a home game. I went to a home game, man, when Georgia and Auburn played, and I knew right then. I said, "That man, he gonna be something." And look at him now. Top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
you know,
And wherever you go, you're gonna be successful. I just hope you get up under the um, right system.
well, I think for Matthew on that, coach, I don't think that Matthew is gonna let a trade happen because he's in the control of
Yeah,
this.
he in the car. Yeah, he in the driver's
If
seat.
he in the driver's seat on this, so if it's not, if he ain't feeling the teams, you know what I'm saying, and feel like he has an opportunity to go there and at least get into the playoffs, at least to the divisional, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
round. I don't think he's gonna. I think he'll because
Let's say hypothetically.
he'll still
Let's
be a help to this team if if it doesn't go and he stays.
let's say
Then you
hypothetically
draft a young
that he
quarterback.
don't. Let's say hypothetically that he don't go. Okay,
Hmm.
you still have to put certain pieces around him,
Hmm.
mainly with defense is number one, and maybe a couple of pieces on the line. You know what I'm saying? Your receivers, I like the receiver core. I like the receiver core. Because they can get up downfield, cross the middles,
We got two
taking
of
it.
them, coach. That we got. I mean, I feel you, but we still got two of those of that receiving core that we have. No, three. Muhammad and Sue, or whatever his name, Muhammad. Uh,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
we got four receivers of that receiving core that are
That,
intricate pieces to this offense
yeah, yeah,
that's free agents.
yeah, yeah.
Come on, man.
So
Look,
I'm
the
looking to see what
NFL
they're
has
gonna
been
do.
notorious. The NFL has been notorious for grabbing our good talent. You know what I'm saying? And they know how to make the offer the right amount of money because they know what our cap space is. Then that's so. I mean, I'm not hating because hell, if I was in that position, I'm like, well, if I make this offer, I know Detroit's not going to match it.
But see, right now, I think with the attitude with Detroit
All
is
right.
rebuild and win.
Right,
You hear me?
repeat like they did. Yeah, Darlene make a good point. We talked about that. She said, I wish. Yep, Mo said Muhammad Sanu. I knew I was somewhere. I thought I had it right. But Darlene said, I wish the Lions had invested in Rodney Pete like they did Stafford. I agree. They did. They. You know what? And I was about to say, Coach, that this is the first year since Stafford's been here that I haven't didn't get to see him play live. Season ticket holder, you know what I'm saying, before COVID came in and effed everything up, and I'm going to tell you, to go to those practice, to go watch them practice, and you were actually right there. I mean, I'm like maybe 25 feet You know what I'm saying? From Stafford, watching him practice. You know what I'm saying? Watching, man, I'm gonna tell you, bro. Whew, Darlene had it made because she used to get to go and get to see everything all up front and personal. I'm jealous, a little jealous. That was my. I'm gonna tell you, man. She was one of the young ladies, and I know I probably didn't get to tell her this when we were young. I admired her so much. I really admired her. She was the first young lady that I actually. It was her and another girl named Michelle. Michelle lived on a number of streets. They were the first two females that I got to see up close and personal, competing with the fellas. And I mean, Darlene always got picked on. She wasn't no second round pick on the court. She was the first in the first five all the time if she came out. And but yeah, her and Michelle, they were ca- hey, what's going on? Thanks a lot, Bevins. I think it's Kaylin. So, but y'all, we about to wrap it up. We got to get ready for championship
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Sunday. Is what time does the game? First game start? 3.
3.
Okay, good, good, good. We'll go a little bit, just a little bit long, but I got to make a quick, run to take care of a little business real quick. I don't want to, but I got to. But so yeah, she was one of the. They were the first young ladies that I actually knew and saw. You know what I'm saying? Compete. Hey, Darlene, did you play on the mixed team with us? I think she played on the mixed team with us too for Fountain Court. I know Michelle did. I think it was her and Darlene. I think they were the two. I think it was 2 or 3 girls on our mixed team. Darlene said we came from a neighborhood that was Yes, we most definitely did. Yes, Darlene, and when I tell you, man, anybody know about competing at Franklin Wright Settlement back in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, and probably the early 90s, up until they start closing everything down? You had to bring your A game.
You got to.
You had
Wherever
to
you
bring your
playing
A
at, you
game.
got to bring your A game.
You had to bring your A game, and Darlene hit the nail, the hammer right on the nail when she said we came up for we all of us were. I mean, we competed with the doggone ants. We competed on every level. Boxing. Y'all remember I got robbed when I was going back to get my title. I got robbed in that second fight against David Shabazz. Got beat him. I had him wobble, dazed and confused. My problem was, and I have to take responsibility, I should have just knocked him out. I had the chance to do it, and I didn't do it. So, one judge made, split. It was a split decision, and the one judge said, and when I asked him, guess what he said, Coach? He
Hey.
looked, he said he looked better than you. He didn't say that he beat me. He said he just looked better than you. I guess that's when you go to Crunks. I guess, and everybody knew, he was at Crunks, and when you think of Crunks, the first name coming to your head is Emmanuel Stewart. Even though he never spent the day with Emmanuel, that was the thing. So, Coach, what's one? Come on, tell me one of your childhood memories that growing up in the neighborhood you grew up with. What was one of your fondest memories?
Man, my fondest memory is uh me and Curtis Duncan. Oh my God, this young
Yeah.
man here, he went to Redford High School, and he ran track. I was at Northwestern. I ran track and played football. He ran track and played football, and me and him would always compete with each other. I mean, always compete. I don't care what we do. We coming out for school.
Mm-hmm.
We racing each other. You know what I'm saying? We playing some ball. I remember one time we had a game. We had a game against Redford, and I made a mistake and went in their locker room.
What?
Yeah, I made a
Come
mistake.
on,
It was a
coach. You
mistake.
was it
Hold
a
on, hold on.
mistake, man? Tell everybody you did it on purpose.
Listen. I made a mistake. I
You
made a mistake.
violated.
And he was in there talking to the team. And
Mm-hmm.
he was talking to the team about me. He was talking to him about me. And he was like, y'all better watch him. He fast, he quick. Um, all this. He talked so highly of me, man.
Wow.
So when I left and I went over when we came out on the field,
Mm-hmm.
we always, what's up, man? We saw each other. We always greeted each other.
Uh-huh.
And I say, man, thank you. I heard what you said. Thank you, man. He went on to Northwestern University
Okay.
and went 4 years, played there, and ended up playing. Got drafted by the Houston Oilers. Got
Okay,
drafted
right.
by the Houston Oilers. His name is Curtis Dunk. He wear number 80. If you ever go back when Warren Moon was there,
Right.
you'll see number 80. He called him. In fact, when they came back and played Buffalo, he played in that game. He scored a touchdown in that game.
Okay.
Um, we that and just being around in that neighborhood to get up, play early in the morning, playing football in the street, man. With Hanif and Eric Eccles, man. You know, the cars, they linemen too. You get hit by the car and all that, cops, man. All that, man, bring back a lot of fun memories, man, of growing up. And that's what made me tough and
Right.
made me respect the game of football and baseball, sports in a whole. I wasn't a good basketball player. I wasn't a good basketball was never my thing, but I'll play it. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? I only went one way and that was right. I couldn't go left or nothing like that. But with Curtis Duncan, man, just to every day, man, sit. I mean, we had an opportunity to go up to University of Michigan and run track.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I was the shit. You hear me? And Curtis say, look, man, you running against people from other states now.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't just in the city and something like that.
Right.
And man, I got my tail whooped.
Eyeball, them eyes was big, wasn't they? Like, hold on.
Man, man. And all he did, he came, he say, I told you.
But I think,
I
coach, and I
told you.
agree. I think that's the one thing about when you get to high school, especially when you get to college. If you're a high school player and you are able to go to different camps
Yeah.
outside of your state, you start seeing, wow,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I might be the best player at home, but man, look at all the
Yeah.
rest of
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
when you get to college, you're playing against the best
It's
of
other best.
everybody from
Different states.
everywhere
Yeah.
else, from different cities,
And I
legit
tell
states.
and I
That is
tell and
right.
I tell young men, I say, look, if you want to grow as an individual, go to another state, man.
Oh yeah.
Go. Don't. I mean, ain't nothing wrong going in college. In state. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, I mean,
I
if you go to
support that.
college and state, you still gonna
Yeah.
compete.
Yeah.
Because
You
all the
still
other
can
kids
compete.
that's there are coming from other
Yeah.
parts of the
But
country.
going
Or no,
to somewhere else, like in Georgia, it's a different atmosphere.
I knew he
You
was
know.
gone. See, you
I
know what? See, you know what? I knew you was got. See, he got a habit of sneaking that
That's
Georgia
yeah.
Southern foot. But
Yeah.
see, guess what? I get to brag. I beat my teams. Beat them Georgia teams, them Texas teams, them Florida teams, them
Well,
Tennessee
I don't
teams
know nothing about
down
all that.
in
I
the
don't know
AAU
nothing about all
national
that.
championship.
I don't know nothing about all that. I
Okay.
know. I know from grown ups. I
I
don't
ain't
know
gonna
about the
hold
little
on,
league. I
but
don't
let
know
me say
about
this,
no
coach.
little
Hold on, let
league
me say this.
because
I
I
was
know plenty times that when I was coaching down in the South,
mhm.
Teams from the city come down there, we send them back home.
But I mean,
We
let me
send
say
them
this
back
though.
home.
But let me say this. I was scared out my mind. I'm not.
What?
I was so my. I mean, that was my first time, going to compete down south, and I had lived down south. I lived in Texas. I lived in Arkansas, in Oklahoma. So I was acclimated. You know what I'm saying? I knew
Yeah.
about the southern teams, so I was a little nervous. I wasn't. I'm always nervous before a game. And now Darlene said, she said so true, Coach V.
Well,
But I was nervous because I was like, I knew how they competed,
yeah.
and
It's a
that
different
I knew
atmosphere,
that our
man.
team, I knew that our team hadn't really faced teams that were mentally, physically. I wasn't worried. It was the mental, because I knew these kids. And then I'm gonna tell you, so our first time we got look, and they stacked the deck on us. It's a good thing to have home field advantage, man. When you hosting
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
dude. We were supposed to have got there, and our first game wasn't supposed to have been until 8 o'clock. We got there at 6. They was like, y'all game start in 30 minutes. Oh, we kicked their ass. That was the first time I saw betting happening with big money on little kids. Oh, what the hell is going on?
yeah. They do that in Florida. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
right? I was like, we in Orlando. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I'm like, what the? You know what I'm
You
saying? And
know,
that too is intimidating.
yeah. But it ain't. It's. I look at me coming up. Playing ball here in the city and everything. Friday night lights is different here than it is down there. They take that Friday night lights down there serious. I mean, they close stuff down. And
Right.
you think you at the Mercedes Benz stadium,
No, for
man.
yeah, for real. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean
I
seriously. I
thought I was
mean,
at a college game, bro.
and it's here.
I'm like,
Here you go in the stands and you know don't get the support that we do. And it's sad, you know what I'm saying? Because you have some great young athletes that's playing.
well, I just
You
think,
have some great
co- co-
coaches.
coach, but I just think that that's well, one, I mean, anybody that played PSL football or sports before the No Child Left Behind, before they start closing, all of the schools. Detroit public school games, there was no room in the stands. It was always standing room. So, we got to keep it
Yeah,
100.
when I was coming
That
up, it was like that. It was. It
Yeah,
was.
the high school, yeah. Now, once I started coaching high school football here, and I start going to, because my first year, I competed with the bigger name schools, and in the suburbs. And I remember, man, when I went, I was like, "Damn, this looks like a college stadium." It was beautiful, but it was a great feeling to be back, in that setting.
Yeah,
It was very intimidating for my players, because the kids that I had, I got some of them that came from other programs. You know what I'm saying? They weren't starting and things of that nature, and so it was a little intimidating for them. But let me tell you, they rose to the occasion. Them boys went out and we competed, and I earned the respect from all of those coaches. Even the ones that kicked
yeah,
our asses, we gave them a fight, and so I'll never forget that opportunity that I had to coach at that level, and could have kept doing it, but I had other things on my to do list. That when I got a certain age, excuse me, I had to do some other things, and one of the things we teach our young people to have goals, and
yeah,
to not just have them in your head, but to write them down, and so that you can visit them, and Yeah, the turf field. Yeah, she was on the dollars. It's just definitely they circulate their dollars
Yeah.
different
Then we
down
do up there.
south.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean if you go outside of the city of Detroit, you go like to Bright, go to Novi and Brighton and some of the. I mean, if you just go right down the street from me, U of D, Jesu. I mean, hey man, they put that, but again, that's a private.
But
That's a
that's
private
private
school.
school. Yeah,
Private
but
school.
public schools like my
But you
school
see how
never.
they using their. But you see how they using their money.
Yeah, but
They
see,
bread
you
and
go
their
to my
butter.
school. I
Right.
graduated from Northwestern, man,
Well, yeah.
and,
We
and you
talking.
look,
Yeah, we talking DPS.
you
But
know,
right, right. But if you go
you
to
look at my
Cass Tech,
school now.
right.
That school raggedy, man. The field look nice, but it's raggedy.
Well, the field's still coming apart, man. I done had to, go in and try to stitch it up a couple of times, towards the West Grand Boulevard side of the field. Right, I think that was in like the 10-yard line of it, right there on that left hash. I'm saying, man, you talking about some serious injuries could happen, there. Yeah, the community most definitely is involved supporting these teams in the South. Definitely, and that's what education is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about the community
Yeah,
supporting it, and
yeah.
we just don't. In the big city,
We don't support it. Like,
we don't support, and it's a reason
I was talking to this young man at
because
work.
too many people chasing money,
I was talking to this young man at
too
work,
many
and
single parents.
and he was telling me. He said, "Man, yeah, I used to play ball. Man, my family all play ball." He said, "Man, I used to go to my uncle's games at Kettering." And he said, "Man, I ride past it now, man, and be like, wow, it's no more Kettering." And he tell me, he say, "Man, I used to go be there, ride past it, and still see the fans still in the
Yeah.
stands." You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's just like I don't know what happened or whatever. It just the community. I don't know if the government knew the community was gonna go down in that
The
area.
government was the reason the community went down.
Yeah, and forced that school to close. And now it's nothing. They finna build a factory there or something. So
My restaurant was on the other side, on the north side of 94. And I can remember, man, I always remember when Kettering was playing. Dude, don't come on, don't even try to take 94, and I would just take 6 Mile, to connect me to Lodge to Davidson, and take that so I could get to my business. But yeah, it was yeah, that's what Dilene did. She went to DePores. Sports,
Saint
right? That
Martin
was.
de Porres.
They was the
Yeah, Saint Martin de
and they
Porres.
had some of the finest young women when I was a
Yeah,
young man.
yeah.
With a young teenager loving them young DePause gals.
Hey, hey, de Porres. Hey, de Porres was a powerhouse back then.
Yeah, St. Hedwig too. Even though they sports wasn't all that, but they did have
Who?
some.
Who you say?
St. Hedwig. St. Hedwig.
I don't know about.
Yeah, that was another Catholic school.
Oh, so hey, what about this situation, man? And we talked about the coach at UD.
Oh yeah, you brought that up. You did say you
Yeah,
wanted to talk about that. That man, I didn't write it down, Coach. I apologize, but I
no,
do
you good.
remember yesterday. Yeah, yesterday we did talk about that. So
Um,
go ahead,
so
enlighten everybody.
so everybody that's listening, I don't know the woman's name. She was the head coach at UD Mercy. UD now has suspended all their games right now due to the fact that the head
You might
coach
want
was
to tell them what sport.
women's basketball.
Okay.
Women's basketball. She's the women's head coach, and she was abusing the players mentally, somewhat physically, making them play hurt when they know if they had a stress factor on their knee or whatever. She'll still make them play. And all the players, mothers and fathers put up a petition against this woman, this head coach, to get her fired. Now, come to find out, this was not the only school she was at and did this. She was at Eastern Michigan and did the same thing.
Isn't
So
that shame on the NCAA?
it's very sad. They should be penalized because I feel as though it's this here. If you did something wrong at one job, you should not be entitled to be a coach at another school. You should have
Because
some type. There should be some type of restriction.
if the
It
school
should
doesn't, right? Because if the school don't step in, the league should step in.
exactly.
There were
So
certain
now,
things that, in order for me to coach, to become a head coach in in high school, there are certain things, standards that I had to meet, background
right,
checks that I had to be able to pass to be that head. No matter whether the school wanted me to be the head coach or not, if the school wanted to compete in the state, I had to pass all of those, and I passed. Thank you know, I did. I passed them with flying colors.
and I want to say
That's
this.
a shame. That's a
I want to
shame.
go off of what you said.
That,
Me as a coach, as a teacher of this game of football, I love football. I train. I'm a damn good trainer.
yes, you are.
And for like me, it's hard to get into a high school. I didn't have that problem in the South. I coached at Avondale High School, men's football, and I had the keys to the high school. This is how much they love and respect me in that community. But here, I do have a felony, and it's over 35 plus years old. I caught it in '86.
Annie
Um,
Marie Gilbert is the name of the coach.
yeah, yeah,
Thank you,
yeah,
Darlene. We got to
and,
bring Darlene on. I'm Darlene. We definitely want to get you on the show
yeah,
because we've
yeah.
had
We don't have
female
to.
player, but I definitely want to get you on because Darlene's played, at the highest level, and it's always good to have those young ladies. So definitely, Darlene, I'm gonna reach out to you so we can get you on.
And for me as a coach that want to get into high school and get in, I did have opportunity to coach at New Mexico State University. You know what I'm saying, for a brief moment. It didn't last. It was just a brief moment. But
Hey man, if it was for
for,
1 minute, ain't nobody take that minute away from
no, it can't take it away. But my thing is this here. My thing is this here, coach. Is this when you have coaches that abuse their authority?
you. Man. And the
It make it bad.
privilege.
It make it bad for coaches like myself.
Yep.
It does. And then you have these coaches. It's like I forgot what school it was here in Michigan, where the head coach was sexual abusing
And we had that when I
athletes.
was at Henry Ford. We had that happen over Henry Ford.
You know what I'm saying? And they never did a screening or whatever. And come to find out he has a history. He or she has a history of this, but yet you still allow them to coach. Me, I'm not going to say my crime over the thing, unless it's, the
It's on
producer.
you. I mean, it's up to you, coach. I
Okay.
mean, that's
And,
a
and
Freedom of Information Act. So
yeah, in 1986, I caught a murder case. Okay. They wanted to give me natural life. Now, have in mind, I had left school. I graduated in '82. Went to college, left in '80 from '83 to '84. I left and then caught up in the streets. And who knew about the '80s back then? You knew what was going on back then, And I was a participant in all that. But anyway, I caught my case. They sentenced me to 16 to 25 years. I ended up doing 18 and a half years. Okay. I went in 1986. I came home March 4th, 2004. Okay. I've been home ever since. That's 17, almost 17 years now. In that time, when I got out, I went back to pursuing football because I was playing ball in prison. And I went out, my first job, they was my supporters. They supported me 100. Agave restaurant right on the side of Whitney Hotel. The owner there was the biggest supporter of me. I went into the Detroit Lions camp for 3 weeks. And I know I wasn't going to make the team. And now I'm in my 40s. You hear me? But in that time, I was learning so much about
That's different.
football, about
Right.
coaching, about teaching the game, about training. I learned so much that I applied it to me right to this day.
Exactly.
So I left. I departed ways with them, and I got with a team called the Detroit Seminoles. I wasn't a starter. You had to work your way up. I only played 1 year with them,
Hmm.
and won a national championship. Had the opportunity to play in the Orange Bowl in Miami. We played against Central Minnesota, and we won. But when I left Michigan in 2007 and I moved to Georgia, that's where my coaching career escalated so high that it was wow. You met Coach Leonard, and he's
Oh,
from Detroit. Another
he comes
guy,
from
Coach Chad.
come,
Coach Chad.
and he come from a
Yes,
family of
yes,
coaches that I had the
yes,
opportunity to. Right.
yes, 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 yes. Coach Chad, he just reached out to me. He
Oh,
just
good.
reached out to me. I
Okay.
got his number. I got his number and everything. So yeah,
Okay.
he's ready. He want to come on the show. So
Perfect.
yeah. He just reached out to me, Coach Chad. And they helped me. They groomed me. Coach James, who gave me the opportunity to coach against the United States Army at Fort Benning.
Hey,
You
that's
know what
huge.
I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
I'm
huge.
like, man, it is. And we beat them. And for the commander general to give me that solid gold coin,
Yes, sir.
you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
On that solid gold coin, it has trust, commitment,
Eh,
loyalty,
uh,
honor, all
Respect.
that, respect, all that.
Yes, sir.
That coin, that was I dedicated that to my father because he was a Vietnam vet. He was with the Green Beret.
Okay.
I gave that coin to my son, Vincent Jr.
Hey, man, and your son is doing good, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
he is.
really, yeah, yeah, he's doing
Yeah,
really
he
good.
he doing amazing, man. He is.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get the opportunity to work with him soon. I
yeah.
can't wait. He already,
But I
you know,
remember, we was you had came to me and was like, Coach, man, I'm not able to get down there with my son, but how can I, I want to send him videos, and I was like, man, hey, this is how you do it, boop, 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 boop.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I remember you hit me up. You was
Give
like,
me,
Coach, thanks, man, it worked.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Because
yeah,
me, I've always been one of the things that I was known for as a coach here in Detroit in the PSL middle school and PAL. It's always about technology.
yeah.
I was the first coach. Look, I begged PAL. I mean, I begged them. Let us have technology on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when I went to them, I was like, "Well, my iPad." They was like, "Well, we want to make sure you ain't cheating." I said, "No, it's not going to be hooked. It's just a tablet, because you saw how I had
Yeah,
all my
yeah, yeah,
my
yeah.
playbook and my plays. I was like, no, it's just for illustration. It's better than paper." And they let me do it. And I remember it took a minute for the coaches to start catching on. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
for me, I because we were looking at the generation of children. These were the video game. I mean,
Yeah.
we were the ones we started all the gaming, but this generation took it to a whole nother
It's another.
level.
Yeah, they did.
And
They
so
did.
my style of coaching, I had to, what keeps these kids, what keeps their attention. And so I invested my money in football simulation,
Oh yeah.
so that when I put my plays, I could put it up and they could see it actually happening. Because we got a lot of kids that learn from what they see and not from what you tell them or from
Right.
what they read. Everybody
Yeah.
learns different. And I
Yeah.
believe that's why I was so successful with my teams as far as winning championships, but more importantly, my graduation rate.
Mm-hmm. That's more
because
that's more
oh,
important,
that
right?
was that was more important, right? If you hey
Yeah.
look, if you
I,
didn't come to study hall, you can't come to practice. If you didn't
mhm.
come to school, now the only exception was if you had a doctor's appointment, you know what I'm saying, and it was an excuse absence, you know what I'm saying, with the school for something like that, then I would allow you to come to practice. I mean, you got to go to
Right.
the doctor. But other than that,
But
uh
coach, to go back off of that, with that head coach that did the things that she did,
yeah.
it gives a black guy to coaches like myself who who can coach and teach on any level. You know what I'm saying? But it's not given the app. I'm blackballed because of my past.
Well, we
Yeah,
talked about that, coach.
yeah, but what I would
We I've already made some calls and everything. You're gonna
okay,
have some opportunities, for the interviews. You
okay.
know,
Um,
you're gonna have those opportunities.
but I'm
So
just saying overall, you know what I mean. I appreciate the love you're doing for me, coach. But if you have an opportunity to coach young men and young women, your job is to mentor them, not to mentally abuse. I
exactly, and that
yell,
goes for females.
I yell,
That goes for all players.
coach. No, I yell, but it's a way that I do it. It's a
Well,
way that I do it.
well, the first
Yeah,
rule one-on-one in coaching is break the player down. Don't leave them down. Build them back up.
exactly. Build them up. Build them
Build them
up.
up. I mean,
And
that's always been a thing for me. Um, I might take you down, but I'm not gonna let you down,
exactly.
or I'm not gonna leave you down. And it has to be for a reason. Okay, when I get on a player, it's not because I'm mad at them.
So I see something great in you. Hmm.
Exactly. Right. Like Darlene said, there's a coaching to technique and development players, and then there is the Nazi style of coaching that doesn't. And I had coaches that didn't like me. You too nice. What do you mean I'm too nice? This kid, now you got some players that they don't understand you and respect you if you ain't. You look here, little. You know what I'm saying? Some players, you know what I'm saying? I had a kid come to me, coach. If you ain't cussing me out, bro, I mean, I'm not gonna respond to you. I'm just keeping it one. I ain't gonna lie. I never forget when that kid told me that. This is my first year in high school. I said, what? He said, coach, hey man, I love your system. I love what you're doing, but I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, man. That nice stuff don't work with me. But I mean, he was being honest, and I
Yeah.
couldn't do nothing but respect that. You know what I'm
You,
saying? And I ain't had no problem obliging him. But
and
it is a line between
it is a line. It is. It
coaching and
is, man.
abusing. You know
It
what I'm
is,
saying?
man. It is. It is. I, wa- I
Remember I shared that story with you, and I'm gonna
yeah.
put this out there. So when I was with the Northwest Cougars, I moved up to the 18, and these coaches, the two head coaches, the head coach and the defensive coordinator, they were brothers. And I'm not gonna name names, but people who know anything about that organization know who I'm talking about. And at this particular time, they were allowing the 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 veteran players or the captains to
Yeah, I remember you
chastise
said that.
the players.
Right.
And up for one, I remember in the coaches meetings, I told them I didn't think that chastise. How could somebody that's still learning something chastise somebody that's learning? They might be the level difference of the level might be this, but that's not enough to what I'm saying, to be able to chastise. And how are we chastising? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They can make them give push-ups. Okay, well, what's the limit? You know what I'm saying? So this one
Right.
particular day, just to make a long story short, we getting ready. I think we are about 2 weeks out. Now back then, the way PAL was structured, we went by weight. So it didn't matter how old you were, it was your weight that determined what level you played on. So we had this one kid, he was six, like 6'6", 6'8". He was man. And when I tell you this boy was gifted, I wondered what he's doing now. But anyway, um, he had to come from the B team and come over to the A team, and it was he was the kid the age he had to play. He was eligible to play 2 years on each level.
Right.
So now he's going to play 3 years on the A team. He's eligible to play 3 years on the A team because of his age and
In his
and,
weight.
and his weight. And so one day they were running. We had them running. Just warming up for practice. And a couple of the boys didn't think he was running fast enough. And they went up, slapped him on the back of the head, and the other one slapped him in the face, and he started bleeding from the nose. And I called like, "What?" And I'm looking at the coaches standing there watching it happen. So I went over to the coaches. I'm like, "Dude, y'all gonna let them boys get away with that? Man, he need to man up." I went to
Wow.
I went to the higher up. I complained, and I said I can no longer coach with this group of coaches because that was bullying, that was hazing, that was I mean, dude, he ain't even on y'all level. He's up here because of his weight.
Right.
He just came from the C team and got to go to the A team. Are you serious?
Wow, that's
And for those
crazy.
guys to tell me he need to man up, I'm like, no, you need to effing man up.
Hey, 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 hey.
Look, I went to them boys and I let them have it.
You were supposed
Unfortunately,
to. You were
unfortunately,
supposed to.
those young men
You were supposed to.
still talk to me to this day. Matter of fact, when I moved up to high school, they moved up and played for me at Renaissance. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
We should not be afraid to tell young people when they doing something wrong, even when it's other adults that's allowing them to do it.
Exactly. 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 And those ones that allow them to do it don't even need to be on the coaching staff.
Yep, like
They
Mo.
don't.
Mo said, and I said this earlier. Mo, you so right. Mo said every player has their own way of letting you know
No.
how they
Yep.
want to be mentored. That's right. You
Yep.
are so right, Mo.
Yep.
Yep,
Because
you
every
are
player
right.
is not the same.
Right.
You
And
so
when that young
you
man
so
told
right.
right when he told me, I was like, okay. But I knew I still had to use tact. You know what I'm saying? And not degrade when I'm using those adding on those expletives, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
words, or
Right.
raising my voice and making sure that the tone wasn't wasn't disrespectful to him. Because see, one of the things that a lot of these coaches, and I used to get on these guys because, and I remember when we would always have our coaches meeting, and anybody on here that coached with me and know how I coach and how I was at the coaches meetings, they will tell you I was one of the most vocal guys in that room every year. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Calling coaches out on both sports, football and basketball, because I was a three-sport coach. You know what I'm saying? You here to beat your chest and act like you the alpha? Go do that with people your age. You're not here to teach. You're not here to make sure that these kids graduate and understand the importance of graduating and
Yep.
what an education will do for them. Then you
Yep.
are where you don't deserve to be out here. And that even went with Little League.
Yeah.
I had a coach I coached with at a middle school. We was winning too. I can't stand this guy to this day because one day, I'm serious, kids came to practice late. He yelled at them. I had already knew. I said, Coach, I told you they had study hall. They had to stay after with their teacher to get some tutoring. Man, damn that. Da, 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 da. I went off on him. I said, excuse me? Bro, you think I told him, I said, let me tell you something. You really ain't coaching. He was like, what you mean? I was like, dude, You got 5 studs out there that could coach their damn self and win at this level.
Mm, mm,
Are you serious? You doing something special? You ain't doing nothing. Take
right,
that kid with 4 left feet. That's the kind of coach I was. Take that kid that ain't never picked up a ball on either sport. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't blessed with to be athletic.
right.
Everything he had to learn. Turn that kid
Hey,
into.
it's that go back to me when I was coaching at Avondale High School, and the head coach, Coach McNeil, he didn't have a staff.
Wow.
He
Hey,
didn't have a
hey,
staff,
look, coach. So,
huh?
the Cardinal. Thanks a lot for tuning in too, Cardinal. We really appreciate it. The Cardinal says he's made 2 comments. He says the Chiefs and Bucks. It shall be. Will Muhammad in the house. Thank you, my brother. And then he says Stafford, another brother from Detroit that's in Atlanta. Stafford is going to end up in Indianapolis. That's a team that is Super Bowl ready. Well, you know what?
I've been hearing people talk that too.
You wanted something there.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, so what could we see Philip? Because they were saying
No,
Philip
Philip Rivers, he
Rivers,
gonna retire. He retired.
he
He
retired.
retired.
Okay.
He
Wow.
retired.
But okay, so David, the Cardinal, I want to know. Come on, man, call in because I want to get. I need some insight. How did he end up? Because we talking about 3 or 4 team situation here that would have to happen because we need some draft picks
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it ain't nothing in Indianapolis that we want.
Because Indianapolis, they already playoff contenders right now.
Thank you. Right, they are.
They already playoff contenders.
Right.
But
You know what
I
I'm
want
saying?
to,
They
I
gave
want,
Buffalo a good run.
yeah, they did. No, they
That was a good
did.
game. That was a good
Yeah,
game.
it was. It was. But
Serena
like I was.
Hancock, Serena in the house
Hey,
that
um,
played for S.
who?
Dot. S. Dot.
S. Dot. Oh, okay,
S. Dot.
okay. What's up, S. Dot? Um,
Oh
and
wow, John. The Lions just added John Dorsey to the front office to help Brad. Oh wow.
John
Whoo.
Dorsey. John
Whoo.
Dorsey.
248-417-5719. Coach is the number. It's going across the screen. Cardinal. Come on in and chime in. Anybody here? We still, as long as we hear the phone lines is open.
Yeah, I only got but a few more minutes, man, because I got some stuff I got to take
Yeah,
care
I
of.
do too. I do got to run
Yeah,
right
but I
quick.
want to say this about Avondale High School. He didn't have Coach McNeil didn't have a coaching staff when they hired him in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was already affiliated with the high school because I owned my own minor league football team, which was Atlanta Hurricanes,
Mm-hmm.
and we used their practice field
Mm-hmm.
and their stadium as our home. They practice field and they home field as our game field.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, I sat and had me and the head coach. We talked. I say, look, only way you get me, I bring my coaching staff on, and I brought my coaching staff on with them. Okay. Now I had the key. The head coach had the key to the school. I did,
Mm-hmm.
and the players. What?
The Cardinal. He says, strike a pose, my brothers. Real quick, Coach. Dorsey is the former general manager of the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, okay. So
Come on, bro. We talk.
that's the one that brought Baker Mayfield in. Yeah, okay. I'm not familiar with him, but they making
No,
some
here,
good
no,
moves.
no, hold
They
on. But
making
here's a
some
good.
good moves.
But let me tell you the good part of that. He knows the free agents. That's free agents for Cleveland.
But do you want
And you,
some?
but let me tell you, here's the cool part. The cool part is that if this happens, at least we don't have to worry about Stafford being the reason, you know what I'm saying, and killing the,
Yeah, I
he's not
picked.
in our
Yeah,
division. He's not in our conference.
right.
So, I think that's cool. And
But it'll be
Stafford is Stafford is built for the AFC.
yeah.
He
He
really is
is,
built. He really is
but
built for
he
the
fit.
AFC.
But he fit that system in
He
Indianapolis.
does. He
He fit
does.
that system. You
Right.
know,
And
just
the
like
colors don't change.
Philip Rivers,
And the
Philip
colors don't
Rivers,
change.
when Philip Rivers, left the Chargers,
Uh-huh.
he fit it right in with Indianapolis.
He did. He really did.
He
He
fit
really
it right
did.
in with he fit it right in with their system. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna talk about the Evandale thing another time, man.
Mm-hmm.
But um,
Uh-oh, we got a back and forth going on here because apparently Mo didn't. Oh no, Mo agrees 100%. They got a great O line, a young bull for running back, a real good young wide receiver, a great young tight end. They have everything. All they need is a quarter. And I agree. Yep. So we're good. They were agreeing with each other. I thought we was gonna have a little steam here, but I know we gotta go, guys. Look, I want to thank y'all
no
from the
doubt.
bottom of our heart for everyone, those who tuned in live, and for those who will tune in and later on. Please feel free to continue to make your comments. We do check those comments, and
Yep.
Coach and I will respond back to them either in the comments section or next Sunday. Thank you all so much. We're gonna know at the end of the day which
By
two
9 o'clock.
teams are gonna be playing in the Super Bowl.
Tampa Bay and Buffalo.
We'll find out if Tampa Bay and Buffalo, which is our picks, and rarely do Coach and I pick the same.
Yeah.
Almost making me feel like I need to switch real quick,
Go
just
ahead.
to
That's
make
on
it,
you. I ain't switching.
just,
I ain't
just, just,
switching.
just to make it, make it interesting, so one of us can say, well, yeah. But my heart is with both of these teams. Um, my head, my mind, Kansas City. If you defending Super Bowl champ, all that other stuff, and we can look at who is Kansas City. I mean, who is Green Bay? We can look at Green Bay, and we can say, oh, Aaron Rodgers, da 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 da. And I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm going. I believe that Tampa Bay's line is going to give Aaron Rodgers pressure that he just isn't used to seeing, having to play. And we've seen Aaron Rodgers under pressure when there's no escape out of
Hold
that
on, hold
pocket.
on. It's one person that Aaron Rodgers fears, and that's Dominic Sue.
Thank you.
That's Dominic Sue. He
Yes.
fears him.
Yes. And
And I'm
Sue
gonna tell
has taken his game
you to a whoo. And I'm
whole
gonna tell you
nother
something.
level.
I'm gonna say this here.
William Ghostin from Detroit.
You better double team him. You better double team him. Because if you
And then they
don't,
got to, but you double team him, you still got to contend with those linebackers.
yeah, you still got to. You
You
know,
still,
that
you
D
still got to
line,
worry about William Ghostin.
Tampa Bay D line is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm still a little shaky with the DBs with the secondary,
But I
but
think, but if
they
you got a
step
good
up.
line, right. But if you have a
You
good
got a good
line
line,
that's
yeah.
going to give enough pressure, that's where you gamble on the mistake.
There you go. There you go.
That's where the
There you
gamble
go.
for the mistake happens.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you got to say this. If we just talking about lining guys up man for man, you know what I'm saying, against each other, it could go in either way. So it has to come down to the schemes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not
Right.
saying that uh, uh, that Green Bay is isn't going to put up a good fight. But we got a coach now that's in uncharted territory.
Yeah. And
We
my
got it.
thing is this, how is Tampa Bay going? Now I'm gonna show you something, Coach. Hold on, let me turn this around. Let me
Mm-hmm.
turn. Oh shoot. Hold on. Damn.
We see you
You see me? Oh, okay.
here. You must
Let me
have
turn this.
accidentally hit the camera, the part
Yeah,
of the camera.
yeah,
So we
I
see you.
did. Okay. You see that?
I see that, Sano.
Okay, that's what's going on in the frozen tundra right now.
Mm-hmm.
And to for how would Tampa Bay react to that? Yeah.
Hey, you
How?
off twice, Coach. Del-
Yeah.
uh, d- delete yourself from one of them. Uh-oh, now you deleted yourself from both of them. So the snow, and we already know how the snow plays out. We got both teams for the a lot of the players on Tampa Bay, they all came from cold weather. They played in the cold on cold weather teams. Tom Brady, for one, up in New England, so that is not going to rattle his cage. Any, I don't think it's going to rattle any of them. I mean, you're on the biggest stage. You playing for all the marbles to get, to compete and play for a championship, for a world championship that says you're the best of the best, and we
I'm here,
cannot,
coach.
yeah, we cannot start making excuses. Neither should anybody make excuses. Everybody knew that this was the possibility that what was going to be happening in Green Bay.
Yep.
Um, uh, uh, um, um, and so they're just going to make for a good game. And I'm ready. I think I know everybody's ready for it. But I'm gonna stick with where I'm gonna stick with. And since Coach, we have no more viewers, it's time for us to be the F out of here, baby. Peace.
No
Thank y'all
doubt.
so much.
Have a good one,
Enjoy
man.
enjoy the game, and